crap, we're already at episode 20? Man, this show's almost over. We're not even done with the Purple Energy plot yet. How are they going to end the season in 2 episodes? Well, I guess we'll find out in episode 20, Wishing for a Hero. The episode opens with Ms. Morgan walking past some faceless construction workers when she's almost hit by a bag of cement. A random guy pulls Ms. Morgan out of the way, causing her to drop her purse that contains the Purple Energy. Ms. Morgan thanks the guy for saving her, and as the guy goes to get her purse, the construction workers watch on, revealing themselves to be Riley, Chase, Sir Ivan, and Coda. Despite Ms. Morgan calling the guy a hero, the Purple Energy doesn't react in his hand before the guy asks for a reward, so Ms. Morgan storms off. Chase pays the guy just to get him to leave, and Ms. Morgan tells everyone to set up the scenario again so they can find someone to bond with the Purple Energy. Cue a montage where various candidates save Ms. Morgan, but unfortunately none of them are able to bond with the Energy. Ms. Morgan tells the Rangers to stop for the day, and even though Riley tells her they'll find a new Purple Ranger, she says that an unbonded Energy can be dangerous in the wrong hands. A statement that's heard by Fury, who's nearby with a monster called Wishstar ready to attack the Rangers. Before Wishstar can attack, however, Fury stops him, saying he needs to tell Sledge that the Purple Energy is unbonded, meaning that Wishstar is going back to his cell since they need to come up with a new plan. Wishstar understandably doesn't take this news well and freezes Fury with one of his wish cards before making his escape. Later, Ms. Morgan and the 4 Rangers talk about finding a Purple Ranger before they notice a street vendor nearby, promising that any wish written on her wish cards will come true. The wish cards are quickly enchanted by Wishstar, so they'll grant misfortune before the group stops to see the vendor. Riley takes the whole thing as superstition and tries to lead the crowd away, but Coda and Chase jump at the chance to make wishes, so they start writing. Sir Ivan asks if this really works, and Ms. Morgan says traditionally no, as Tyler and Shelby arrive on the scene, with Riley explaining what Chase and Coda are doing just as the two finish writing. Shelby gives Coda a tropical burger, exciting the caveman because that's what he wished for, which Riley says isn't magic since Coda always wants a burger. Sir Ivan then asks Chase what he wished for, and before he can answer, a girl appears liking a skateboard, and he tells the others that this is his wish, asking if she wants to go to the skate park, high-fiving Coda when she accepts. Sir Ivan, Tyler, and Shelby jump at the chance to write on the wishing cards, with Riley still being skeptical about the whole thing. On board Sledge's ship, the bounty hunter threatens Fury for losing Wishstar, but the general says they don't need him anymore, explaining that the Rangers are looking for someone to bond with the Purple Energy. Hearing this, Sledge goes to the cell block, saying there's only one being on the ship that could be mistaken for human, planning to release the monster locked in solitary confinement known as Heckle. Fury and Wrench try to talk Sledge out of this, saying that Heckle's confinement is the only thing that protects them, but Sledge orders for the cell to be open before a being walks out to reveal the Master from Doctor Who?
I haven't been out of that cell for centuries. I love what you've done with the place.
Get cute with me and I'll throw you back into that cell. Bottom line, you look like a human, which makes you useful to me. So I'll make you a deal. Bring me the Purple Energy and I'll set you free.
Set me free? Huh. Good idea.
No!
Now, how about I make you a deal? I get you the Purple Energy, and we're partners. We rule the universe together.
No deal, Heckle.
I think you should reconsider.
Fury, secure the prisoners! Fine, we have a deal, partner.
Excellent. I hope my shades are still in style.
Well, we certainly stepped into a different show. At the cafe, Tyler asks if everyone's up for a picnic, with Shelby immediately saying yes, but Miss Morgan and Riley decline so they can keep looking for an 8th Ranger. Coda also declines because the burger from earlier made him sick, and Sir Ivan also says he can't go because he's covering Chase's shift so he can spend time with his, quote, lady of the skateboard. Tyler tells Shelby it's just the two of them, the Pink Ranger realizing that they'll be alone together, and as Tyler goes to get ready, Shelby comments that this is her wish. Cut to Tyler showing Shelby how to make giant bubbles in the park, but one pops stinging her eyes, and while Tyler tries to wash out the soap, he sprays water all over her face. When the two finally sit down to eat, Tyler takes a bite of the food Shelby made before she says ants are covering the food, causing them both to freak out. After all the ants are brushed off, Shelby offhandedly mentions that this is a terrible date, causing Tyler to ask if that's what she thought this was. Before he can continue the conversation, Tyler thinks he sees his dad leaving the park and goes to chase after him. Tyler ends up running into Wishstar, who then picks a fight with Tyler, gaining the upper hand in the fight before Shelby comes in guns blazing, forcing forcing the monster to retreat. Tyler says that Wishstar made him lose track of his dad, so Shelby asks if that's what he wished for, and when Tyler says yes, Shelby realizes that both of their wishes came true and went bad. Tyler asks Shelby what she wished for, and after stumbling for a bit, she says a picnic, so the two decide to head back to the lab. Meanwhile, Sir Ivan sees Miss Morgan at the cafe before closing, asking if she's found a Purple Ranger, but she says she hasn't, adding that finding a hero is proving to be difficult. Sir Ivan says that even in his time, nights were truly rare, before Miss Morgan asks where everyone is. Ivan proceeds to tell her, mentioning that Tyler and Shelby are on a picnic alone, which Miss Morgan says was probably Shelby's wish, commenting that Coda also got his burger. Miss Morgan then asks the knight what he wished for, the knight saying that he wished to save a damsel in distress before catching a girl who fell off a ladder. After Ivan tells the girl to go scrub the grill, Miss Morgan says she's going back to the street vendor so she can wish for a Purple Ranger. At the lab, Coda's annoying Riley with his stomach pain before Sir Ivan shows up, saying he injured his back helping a fair maiden. Chase then appears, revealing that the girl from earlier broke his heart as well as his skateboard, before Tyler and Shelby arrive, beating Riley to the punch when they say the team needs to talk about their wishes. The Rangers come to the conclusion that the wishing cards are cursed, before Sir Ivan says that Miss Morgan is going to use the cards to wish for a Purple Ranger, so the teens go to stop her. Though the team finds Miss Morgan and yells at her to stop, she writes down her wish and goes to the Rangers to see what the fuss is about. While she crosses the street, she's nearly hit by a car, but luckily she's saved by Heckle. After the alien charms her for a bit, the Rangers go to check on Miss Morgan, who becomes convinced that Heckle is her Purple Ranger and goes to hand the Energem to him. Before Heckle can touch the Energem, the group's attacked by Wishstar, and though Heckle thinks about attacking the monster, he instead runs off, saying that the Rangers must not know who he is, adding that he won't ruin his plan for one single Energem. Wishstar in the meantime picks up the dropped Energem, saying that his wishes never fail, at which point Fury shows up throwing a wish card of his own that says explode at the monster. Once Wishstar is knocked back by the blast, Fury catches the purple Energem and heads back to the ship, while the Rangers decide to focus on Wishstar rather than Fury, who now has the unbonded Energem. The team morphs to take on Wishstar, but thanks to his wish cards, he proves to be more than a match for the Rangers. In fact, the only reason the Rangers are able to beat Wishstar is because he ran out of wish cards, and Tyler straight up beats him with the Dino Spike. Sledge causes Wishstar to grow, so the Rangers call in the Ankle Alpaca formation of the Dino Charge Megazord, leading to a pretty good fight scene where the Rangers end up victorious. Back in space, however, Wrench is able to use the purple Energem to power a new blaster for Sledge before Guess Who should make an appearance.
Shall we celebrate getting the purple Energem, partner?
You didn't get the Energem. Fury did. Throw him back in solitary confinement.
I was so hoping to avoid this.
Just try to avoid this.
Man, that blaster must be powerful to take that guy down. Back at the lab, the Rangers try to figure out their next move, with Riley saying they need to think logically about this, and the episode ends with the team deciding to go onto Sledge's ship to get the Energem, since it's the one place he won't expect them to be, as To Be Continued appears on the screen. This episode does a lot to set up the finale, and is actually pretty good at executing the story, as well as building up the tension. While the first half of the episode did feel like a filler plot to me, I was very pleased to see that there's a lot more going on here story-wise. However, there are a few things I found head-scratching about this episode, and while they're pretty much nitpicks, I still have to comment on them. Firstly, we know that the Energems are mysterious due to how long it took Prince Philip to bond to his, so why would Miss Morgan think that creating a scenario that presented fake danger would be able to make the Energem bond with someone? In my opinion, this plan was doomed from the start and wouldn't have resulted in a Purple Ranger, but that's just me. And seriously, the Purple Energem didn't bond to Miss Morgan? Alright. I also have to kind of shake my head at how Wishstar was defeated because he ran out of wish cards, which felt a bit cheap to me since the guy was a pretty good match for the Rangers up until that point. And then there's Riley, who doesn't get much to do in this episode except for the end, where he earns the title of Logic Man, since that's pretty much all he's there for, and it feels really forced to me. However, these are all very minor complaints and don't take away from the really good things this episode does, like have Tyler and Shelby go on a date, making them a much more believable couple than Jake and Gia, or even Mike and Emily. Plus, I absolutely love Heckle's introduction into this show, which in my opinion is the best part of this episode. This guy is intimidating, powerful, manipulative, and the actor Ryan Carter plays him with such menace and charm that I really want him and Sir Ivan to have a conversation on screen. Side note, Davi Santos is really fun to watch in this episode, with most of his scenes being personal highlights for me. Overall, while not everything in this episode is done perfectly, it's still a fun watch that sets up the finale nicely. And Heckle's introduction in this episode makes me think that Sledge won't survive the rest of the season, but I guess we'll have to see how the story concludes in the finale. I'm Nick, aka Ironbat 1993, and may the power protect you.